King Charles found a note hidden in Princess Diana's jewelry box 27 years after her death. After reading the note, he was overcome with tears, because Diana had written about her love for him and the threat she received that nobody knew about before she died. In November 2024, King Charles was walking slowly through the quiet corridors of Windsor Castle. The 75-year-old king was in recovery after the cancer treatment he had undergone in recent months. This difficult period had given him the opportunity to reconsider his life. He was coming with a special mission that day. Diana's belongings had been carefully preserved for years, and Charles had decided to review these items with the permission of his sons, William and Harry. Perhaps he could select meaningful pieces for the children. Diana's former room stood as if it had never been touched since her death. When King Charles opened the door, he felt that familiar perfume scent still lingering in the air. His heart ached. In the corner of the room was an antique wardrobe where Diana's personal belongings were stored. Charles opened the wardrobe with trembling hands. Inside were dresses, photographs, books, all filled with Diana's memories. But what really caught his attention was a small, ornate jewelry box standing at the very back of the wardrobes. Charles took the jewelry box. He wasn't even aware of this box's existence. Diana's initials, DS, were engraved on it, from her Spencer surname. When he opened the box, he saw a few modest pieces of jewelry, old photographs, and, at the very bottom, a yellow envelope. On the envelope was written, "To my Charles, if you're reading this letter, it's already too late, but you need to know the truth." Charles's hand trembled. This was Diana's handwriting, but a handwriting he had never seen before. The handwriting seemed more shaky, more hurried. Before opening the envelope, he looked around. No one was there. He took a deep breath and slowly opened the envelope. The letter was 3 pages long. After reading the first lines, Charles collapsed into a chair. "Dear Charles, if you're reading this letter, I'm most likely no longer alive. My hand is trembling as I write these lines, because I never hoped to have to say these things." Charles continued reading. "Charles, I could never fully express my feelings toward you. The media portrayed us as enemies. The public thought we were fighting, but the truth was very different. I always loved you, Charles, from the day we first met. Yes, there was an age difference between us. Yes, we went through difficult times, but you always had a special place in my heart. I was devastated when I learned about your relationship with Camilla, but now I understand that maybe you also felt so lonely. Maybe we were both too young back then and didn't know what we wanted, but Charles, there's something I never told you. Everything that happened during our divorce process wasn't just because of the problems between us." Charles's heartbeat quickened. The letter continued. "Someone deliberately turned us against each other. Some people from the palace didn't want us to be united. They constantly told me things against you. Things like, 'Charles never loved you. You're just an air-producing machine.' They also told you wrong things about me, didn't they? They said I was unstable, media-obsessed, that I embarrassed you. But none of these were true, Charles. I was just looking for love." The most shocking part of the letter was yet to come. "Charles, there's another truth I could never tell you. In recent years, I was being threatened. Some powerful people were trying to silence me to protect the royal family's image. They told me that if I told the truth about you, bad things could happen to our children. I stayed silent to protect William and Harry. Do you remember that famous interview I gave to the media? The interview where I said, there were 3 people in this marriage. After that interview, my life turned into a nightmare. I was no longer safe anywhere. My car accidents, being followed, my phones being tapped. None of these were coincidences, Charles. Someone was trying to silence me. And worst of all, I couldn't tell you this, because I didn't want to put you in danger too." Charles's eyes had filled with tears. Had Diana really been threatened? The letter continued to become even more emotional. "Charles, I want you to know that even among all these things, I never gave up on you. When I cried from insomnia at night, I thought of you. Our old good days, the night we first danced, the moment William was born. Do you remember when William was still a baby? When he woke up at night, we would both rush to him? You would sing him lullabies, I would rock him. Those moments were true happiness. While holding your hand, I felt like the three of us were a family. Or Harry's first steps. You were so proud, as if he had become a world champion. I remember you kissing me that day. That kiss always lived in my heart. I could never forget that light of love in your eyes. The media showed us as fighting, but you were always special to me. Even during the periods when you were with Camilla, there was still love for you inside me, because you were William and Harry's father, and seeing how much you loved them made me love you even more. Diana's regrets were also included in the letter. Charles, I apologize to you. Maybe I made mistakes too. I was very young and inexperienced. I didn't know the media would show this much interest, that every move we made would be scrutinized. I apologize for sharing our private moments with journalists. But I was very lonely back then and needed someone to understand me. I apologize for hiding my bulimia from you. I didn't want to be a burden to you. Your royal duties were already very heavy. I didn't want you to have to deal with my problems too. And most importantly, I'm very sorry that our separation affected our children so much. William and Harry shouldn't have had to witness our fights. They are innocent. This wasn't their fault. The most disturbing part of the letter was about the days before Diana's death. Charles, I have very bad premonitions as I write this letter. I feel as if something is going to happen. The number of cars following me has increased recently. My phones are definitely being tapped. Your private secretary doesn't treat me the same way anymore. It's as if he knows something but won't say it. Even the bodyguard's behavior has changed. My relationship with Dodie is also bothering some people. They say it's not suitable for the royal family. But I'm just trying to be happy. If something happens to me, know that it wasn't an accident. There are powerful people who want to silence me, but I never gave up because I'm fighting for our children. Charles's blood ran cold reading these lines. Had Diana really sensed her death beforehand? At the end of the letter were these lines. Charles, along with this letter, I also have a voice recording. It's very important that you listen to it, because there I said things I could never say to you. Look in the secret compartment of the jewelry box. Charles excitedly examined the jewelry box. There really was a secret compartment at the bottom. Inside was a small cassette. Charles found an old cassette player and played the cassette. When Diana's voice came out, Charles's heart nearly stopped. Charles, if you're listening to this recording, it's already too late. But there are things I want to tell you. This might be the last time you hear my voice. There was deep sadness in Diana's voice, but also determination. I always loved you, Charles. From the moment I first saw you, you are my first and last love. I knew about your relationship with Camilla, but I still couldn't let you go. Our children kept us together. William and Harry, they are our most beautiful creation. Take good care of them, Charles. Always tell them how much I love them. The voice recording continued, and shocking details emerged. Charles, during our marriage, some powerful names didn't want us to be happy. I won't give names because it's dangerous, but they're people you know too. They constantly gave us wrong information about each other. They told you things against me. They told me things against you. They wanted us to separate because together we were too powerful. They threatened me, Charles. They said if you tell the truth, bad things will happen to your children. I got scared and stayed silent, but I can't stand it anymore. This recording is my final rebellion. The truth must come out. Charles was crying now. Was Diana really innocent? The final part of the voice recording was the most emotional. Charles, if something happens to me, don't remember me with anger. I always loved you. We separated because of the bad people who came between us. Tell William that his mother loved him very much. I know he will be a strong king. Tell Harry not to ever lose his joy. And you, thank you for being such a good father. You will be a very good king. Be happy with Camilla. You have the right to that. I will now remain in the past. But don't forget, Charles, I always loved you. And if there were another life, I would find you there again and love you again. Farewell, my love." The recording ended. Charles remained there in tears. Charles sat in that room for hours. Everything he had thought about Diana for 27 years had completely changed. Had he been wrong, or had Diana? Maybe they had both been wrong. Maybe there really had been people who came between them. Maybe they were both too young and inexperienced during that period. Were the threats mentioned in the letter and voice recording real? Had Diana really been blackmailed? Was the car accident really an accident? Charles couldn't find answers to all these questions. But there was one thing he was now sure of. Diana had loved him, and he had loved Diana. They just couldn't express it properly back then. The next day, Charles called William and Harry to Clarence's house. He needed to tell his sons about this discovery. "My sons," said Charles, with deep sadness in his voice, "I want to show you something important about your mother." William and Harry listened to their father with curiosity. Charles shared the letter and voice recording with them. After William read the letter, he began to cry. "So Mother really loved you, Father. We always thought you were fighting." Harry was also very affected. "Are these threats real, Father? Was Mother really blackmailed?" Charles hugged his sons. "I don't know, Harry. But now I'm sure that your mother was a very good woman and loved us all very much." In the following days, Charles had investigations conducted about the threats Diana mentioned. Special security teams examined Diana's final days. What emerged was shocking. Diana really had been watched, her phones had been tapped, and yes, some powerful names had tried to silence her. But most importantly, it was understood that external factors had played a role in the separation between Diana and Charles. Both had been manipulated. Charles was now regretful. He and Diana could have solved their problems better. Maybe they didn't need to separate. After long consideration, Charles decided to share some parts of Diana's letter with the public. Of course, he didn't share private details, but he revealed that Diana loved him and that there weren't real problems between them. The royal family's official statement was as follows: "His Majesty King Charles III is deeply saddened by the letter he found among the late Princess Diana's personal belongings. The letter contains Princess Diana's love for the king and unknown details about the difficulties experienced during that period." This announcement caused great repercussions worldwide. Diana fans were very moved. After 27 years, it had emerged that Charles and Diana actually loved each other. The hashtag #DianaCharlesLove became trending on social media. People began sharing old photographs. A Twitter user wrote, "After 27 years, we learned that Charles and Diana actually loved each other. How sad." Another added, "Diana's letter broke hearts. This is what real love means." Charles visited Diana's grave. He stood for a long time at the gravesite at Altamere Spencer. "Diana," he whispered, "I wish we had been wiser back then. I wish I had understood how precious you were. Forgive me." King Charles, at age 75, had faced the greatest regret of his life. Losing Diana was not just a tragedy, but also the result of a great misunderstanding. The letter and voice recording showed that Diana and Charles really loved each other. Only external factors, intrigues, and youthful inexperience had separated them. This discovery changed Charles greatly. He became a more compassionate, more understanding king. He promised to keep Diana's memory alive and tell his children about his love for her. William and Harry also grew closer to their father after learning this truth. There was no longer hatred in the family, only sadness and regret. Diana's letter showed that love doesn't disappear with time, it just gets crushed under misunderstandings. Even after 27 years, the truth had emerged. This story showed that it's never too late, that love always finds its way. Diana might be gone, but her love would live forever in Charles's heart. That yellow envelope in the jewelry box wasn't just a letter, it was the final known testimony of a lost love. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss inspiring stories like this. See you in the next story.